if things aren't falling into place for you, if your life is full of all kinds of things you don't want and can't deal with, and, you know, and somebody else was supposed to handle it and they didn't, baby cakes, you're still sick. You have got to have perfect serendipity, perfect synchronicity in your life. Or it means, now does it mean you're still hosting the disease? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to show you how to check to know whether you're still hosting the disease or not. Oh, this is a doozy. But suffice to say that if you don't have, if you're not the poster child for the secret book, okay, you're hosting something. You are still hosting something. And, you know, I'll tell you that, you know, I listened to the movie The Secret, and I looked at the people in The Secret, and they're all hosting stuff. You know, you got to know they're not the poster kids either. But, you know, I mean, they have a lot of helpful things to say, okay? I like the movie. I like the book. I didn't watch the movie. I didn't have the patience. But what I did is I got the audio of The Secret, and I took it out here in the park. And I listened to it a bunch of times, and I enjoyed it, you know. See, that's what we taught in our seminars. I mean, we did business seminars, and they were about manifesting. Manifesting is the key human ability that connects you with God. And in that God connection, that is health. That is true health. Where you're not hosting the disease anymore. And, you know, in case you were wondering, why is this a religion? Now you know. You know, we don't fall on the floor and wiggle around and say, oh, my God, you know, I'm healed, you know, and stuff. But it's, you know, see, those people are doing unconsciously, without knowing what they're doing, what we do consciously. And that's why so many people who do that die. See, it's why, you know, it's why churches have graveyards, you know, because and a lot of the people in the graveyards were, you know, 36 when they died of some awful disease. You take 3,000 people who go to a revival meeting with a disease, and there's like 30,000 people at the revival meeting, and 3,000 of them have something that they came there because they want to be healed. And after the revival, the minister gets 300 letters saying, hey, you know, I was healed. My thing is, it's gone, you know. It was, you know, a few weeks, but it's gone. And I know it was that revival meeting I went to. And for them, doing that was the kind of action that you're doing methodically, you know, step by step. And for them, it was just, they just did it, you know. And then there's the other 2,700 who didn't get healed, you know, and then they go to the next revival meeting hoping to get healed and so on. And sometimes they do. See, so all this is, like when people succeed with this, within a few weeks, they get the coordinates of their disease, and they take it out, and they're cured. Now, what about when you get your negative medical test and you still don't have synchronicity? Or a lot of other things that you like want to change in your life haven't changed, or you're not feeling that great in a lot of ways, or at a lot of times throughout the day and so on. Well, it means you're still sick. Look, Oprah is sick. Oprah's a great example because Oprah is a very functional person who you can look at. See, she's like Jackie, okay? Jackie was so functional, and she was so magical. Jackie was a manifester. Jackie had serendipity in her life. You know, I will never forget, Jackie was close to death. She was a few months away from dying and knew it. and she was getting weak and debilitated, and she still showed up for my seminars, and we decided to give an intensive, which was 8 days in a summer camp. And this was going to be strenuous. And Jackie stood up and she said, I am going to be at the intensive. I have decided that if it's the last thing I do in my life, that's what I want to do. Well, wouldn't you know it? Another woman stood up and said, Jackie, I will commit to you being at the intensive. And this woman, her name was Leslie Dolan, I'll never forget it. And she got on the phone, she enrolled probably another 25 people for the intensive. She wanted it to be great for Jackie. And then my main memory of them is the course room was down the hill and the lunchroom was up the hill. And I remember them walking up the hill together. And Jackie had her arm over Leslie's shoulders, and Leslie had her arm around Jackie's waist, and she was practically carrying Jackie up to the lunchroom. That's serendipity. To have that person stand up for her like that, that's manifesting. You know, she was a magical person, Jackie. And Oprah's like that. And the thing is, like, Oprah is functional enough to have the synchronicity, the serendipity in her life to manifest being worth $500 billion or whatever she's worth, you know? But she is not functional enough to manifest getting connected with me. Don't you think Oprah wants to cure cancer on her show? Hello? Earth to whoever I'm talking to, you know, have you ever looked at Oprah? Don't you think she'd feel like it's the most wonderful thing she ever did in her life? She is not intuitive enough to find intuition is another function. And here's this person who's highly intuitive, enormous serendipity, and can't manifest it. All these years, the cure's been right there, inches away from her hand on her computer. Nope, couldn't manifest it. We made it so easy for her, but she was so sick. And that's the world, you know, that's the people. And yet, the other side of this is, I go out on the highway and I hand these out from the left turn lane. You know, I stand on the median. It's just some hands-on volunteer work I do, okay? I like facing real people instead of, you know, I love sitting in this park making these movies. Once I get going, I'm real happy. But I just love interacting with the people, you know? Even when they hate me and they gun their car past me and stuff. Because at the end of an hour, like 60 bumper stickers are gone. How come? How come so many people can see it, and yet everybody is so dysfunctional? Well, I'll tell you one thing. A lot of those people never put them on their car. You know, they're functional enough to support it and to express their support and to donate a few dollars. But, you know, which they do. Most people hand me a few dollars when they take a bumper sticker. But they are not functional enough to actually do it. Now, I should tell you, and you know, what I should get into now is that I lie. And you're going to be wondering, like, why is he telling me this?